Analytics is a broad term that's often over-positioned in the security sector. Well, here to demystify the market noise, I'm joined today by Dr. Rob Dupre, who's the product manager of VCA Technology Limited. Rob, thank you for joining us here in the studio. I think as a first point, maybe you can explain to us, what is AI and deep learning?
So AI is quite a broad term, and it's usually representing a system that is replicating a human ability. So that could be things like self-driving cars, for example, but also video analytics, which is a good example. So in VCA Technology, we have a technology called fall detection, where we detect people in the scene and identify whether they're in a fallen position. Now, a human can do that instantly, whereas a system needs to be trained to do that. And so deep learning is a methodology that allows us to do that, where we take large amounts of data that represent that problem and train the system to identify and recognize it so we can then generate alerts.
So what does the VCA use of deep learning add to the end capability of the analytics offering?
I think it's about not just focusing on exactly the use case. So of course the use case is important and making sure we're accurate enough to resolve that problem, but also it's about cost of ownership of the system. So can I deploy this on reasonable hardware? Is it realistic, or am I going to have to do 2 or 3 channels of our analytics on a server, which for a large scale deployment is just not realistic.
So what differentiates VCA's approach to AI analytics?
It's a case of not having a one-size-fits-all solution. So we operate in a number of different verticals which have very different environmental concerns. So security, for example, might be at night time, in the rain, in a car park, for example, whereas retail might involve cameras on well-lit scenes in retail stores. And so we have specific products, specific trackers that are trained on that specific type of data that helps improve our accuracy in those particular use cases.
And finally, with systems in mind, how do you approach the issue of compatibility and integration?
Absolutely. An unintegrated analytics system is essentially useless. So integration is sort of foundational to the product. So whether that's our use of kind of industry standard APIs like OnViv, so we can broadly communicate, all the way down to our SDKs and APIs that our third parties can utilize to make use of our data and create their own value add applications. It's a wide range of making sure that's consistent throughout the whole product.
Rob, thank you for taking time to expand out on the VCA technical approach to the analytics market. We appreciate you speaking with the audience at Security On Screen.